And the shift is live.
Happy Thursday. Okay, who's going first? Who's answering the question first?
Heather always opens it up.
Oh,
Heather.
Welcome everybody to Thursday Night Shift. Our opening question tonight is, what did you struggle with most in the beginning when you joined Scentsy?
A great question.
Jody, take it away.
Okay, there I am. What did I struggle with? Not really knowing what I was doing. I mean, I don't really know how to answer that because it was very different back then. There wasn't a lot of resources. There wasn't a Facebook. There wasn't, it just wasn't a lot of the tools that we have today. And I didn't realize I was starting a business. So what I did really well was share my excitement and my passion for Scentsy, which in turn I had high PRV numbers and I was recruiting and promoting, but I didn't know how to run a business because I didn't know that's what I was getting into. Now things are obviously a little bit easier. We have things mapped out. Scentsy has trainings and all of that, but 12 years ago, none of that existed. So, knowing how to run a business and how to come up with systems to maintain that, I guess would be my answer. Next.
You want me to go?
Go ahead.
I'll go.
Sure, I'm still thinking.
Kind of along the same lines as Jody. So I struggled in the beginning with thinking I was even going to stay in this business. So I thought that you do this. Direct sales is one of those industries where you do it for like 6 months and then you get out and you go do something else. And that's what I thought. And I had never hosted a party before, never attended a home party of any kind. So me being a consultant for a company in a direct selling industry was probably the furthest thing that I ever would have thought I'd be doing. So in the beginning, I struggled with thinking this was actually legit. Like, I knew the product was legit, but I didn't believe in the industry. I didn't believe in, not that I didn't believe in it. I didn't think it was something that actually could amount to much. And boy, what I've been rewarded with, I've been talking about this a lot with my own teams, like I've got many, my team, my group. I've been just one team, just one, not many. No. I have been talking about how this business has enriched my life so much more than just making my house smell absolutely amazing. And I will side note and tell you, anytime you give me the microphone, listen, it could be an opening question. I'll talk for 5 minutes. I'm sorry. I will. I have plenty to say always. I walked in the house yesterday and we had just put in new cubes of cider mill on our whole downstairs. And I was reminded again for the 1 millionth time in 13 years why I am still a Scentsy consultant, because there is absolutely nothing better than fresh wax, kicking off the fall season, cider mill, and how happy it made me that I could smell my house at my mailbox. It was phenomenal. But that's what I didn't know when I started. What I knew, the product was great, but I didn't know how much more I'd learn. I didn't know that I'd become so proficient in public speaking. I didn't know I'd make best friends. I didn't know that I would learn computer skills or crafting skills or how to better use an Excel spreadsheet or how I would network with others, or all of these things that are a byproduct of my business is something that has created that staying power that I didn't know existed and I struggled with accepting in the beginning. There's my long-winded answer. I call on Callie.
I think we're gonna have to start doing that, right? Like pass the mic and actually give it to somebody else. Yes. Sit here in silence for a minute. So my story is a lot different because our business kind of started already when I joined Scentsy. So if you don't know my story, I joined with my mom, Becca Levi, and originally I came on as her assistant. And then over the years, especially those in our group, have seen that transition of how our business has shifted. And so when I came on, I really didn't know at all any little bit piece of anything. And so I guess like that's kind of the theme I think you're going to hear amongst all of us, is we just didn't know what the heck we were getting into. We didn't know how to run a business. We didn't know how to grow a team. We didn't know how to sell. We didn't know how, and we didn't have the resources. And so I think it's just, don't think you have to know everything to get started. If anything you get out of the question that we're answering tonight and all of our different little perspectives is that none of us knew what we were doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was getting into, but I'm glad that I have learned so much. And I think, Melissa, we were talking a couple weeks ago about how this business is, just as she said, it had blessed her life in many other ways. Also the ways that we've also grown, the things that we've learned, the skills. That was something I never imagined I'd be developing here at Scentsy, would be different skills and ways that fit into other aspects of life. So, Jojo.
And then
Jojo
Joe
went.
already.
Jamie, is
she
Jamie
already went.
here?
Jamie's here. She was joining tonight.
I'm here. What was the question?
Come on,
If
JP, what'd you struggle
weren't
with?
selling Scentsy, what company would you sell for? No, I'm teasing. That's not the question. The question is, what did you struggle with most in the beginning when you joined?
In the beginning, it's probably what I still struggle with, is having, honestly, I've never wanted to come across as pushy or like salesy. So I feel like that's something I still struggle with, but I also think I don't give myself enough credit for what I am doing well. So I think what I've been able to get better at is just recognizing my strengths over my weaknesses. So that is something that Scentsy has helped teach me. Who do I pass it to now? Whose turn is it now? Sorry, I was a little late.
Is it mine? Probably mine.
Yeah, Jill, and then
Then you.
Heather, and then Jen is going to be late because she's at a party doing a live bingo party.
My lighting is awful. First, I struggled definitely with what Jamie said, is I didn't want to be a salesperson. Still to this day, it's weird, even with the internet, that I feel like direct sales gets this negative connotation that, I mean, it does, because there are people completely doing it wrong and thinking they have to be salesy to be successful. And really, you just have to be passionate. Passionate is what will make people gravitate towards you. So I struggled with that, just thinking that I could sit back, and if I wore a Scentsy shirt, that people would just know. So I would just, kind of the post and pray, or the sit back and wait method, where you're like, well, I have a shirt on, and I have a car vinyl on my car, and I got business cards made, thinking that all these customers are going to fall down from the heavens. That just doesn't happen. It's like a real business. You have to market yourself, right? And share your passion. And then I held myself back because I thought I had to know everything before I got started. Like, I had to know everything about having a home party first before I did one. I had to know everything about knowing how to do a basket party. I had to have all of the same printouts that everyone else had. Like, I would wait and wait. Every day was, well, when I get here, then I'll do it. Well, when I get here, then I'll do it. And I've learned very quickly, dive in and make mistakes, because there's no perfect blueprint, and you're going to learn as you go. And I would wait, and I would wait, and I would tell myself, when I get, oh, I can't hear you. Okay.
Exciting.
I would wait and wait and wait and tell myself, when I got this, I would do that. When I got a background, I would go live. When I got the thing like she had, I would do this. When I got the perfect business cards, I would recruit. You can't. Like, you just have to dive in and expect to fall down, and it's okay. You don't die. Nothing bad happens. All those little scars that you get are what's making you a better business leader. And I get mad at myself for waiting so long, but that's what these shifts are all about. It's a shift in mindset where you guys can just be excited and learn as you go. And I tell my team all the time, this is a learning business where you don't have to know everything. You just have to be willing to take a step forward every single day. If you don't know how to do a Facebook party, just do one. Who cares what it turns out like? It might be $150 in sales. It might be my first launch party. I had 0 people show up, 0 sales from it. But I told myself, okay, well, now I know how to set up for an event. Now I know how to do an order form, like, just every step you take, if it's not the turnout that you hoped for, just use it as a learning experience, because that will make all the difference in your business, and it'll stop yourself from waiting to get here, because you'll find yourself just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. You just have to dive in.
Okay, so mine, is probably a little bit different, but similar in so many aspects. I was a little bit different. When I joined Scentsy, I was selling for 2 other companies. I was a consultant for them at the same time before I joined. This was my 12th direct sales business. So my first one was when I joined 18. My husband was in the Navy, and so we moved every 3 years. I had dropped out of college, so I kind of was really searching out a purpose for me, right? Like I always knew I wanted to be great in this world, right? Like my mom was such a good person. I knew I was bound for greatness. I feel it in my heart. Like I just wanted really big things. And plus I have expensive taste in life. It was my parents' fault. And so I really wanted really awesome things to happen, right? Financially. It never happened. Like I kept going in. And so I struggled in the beginning because of all the 11, I wouldn't say they were failures, but I would say it sure as heck wisened me up for the business that I have now, the company that I have now, because it is a corporation that I'm running here. Because like Melissa said, I would never expect me to be in charge of marketing, in charge of training, in charge of public speaking that I'm doing, and customer service. Like I have all of these hats that most people that are CFOs or CEOs of a company don't even wear as many hats that we wear right now. And they're making what, 300,000+ a year or whatever. I can't pay doing what I'm doing with wax and warmers, and I can do a 30-minute party. And so the struggle I had in the beginning was the realization that this company here was so different from the other 11 that I had done previously. It was something I could sell to men, women, and kids. It was consumable. And I quickly realized that my struggles with the previous business, it was really waiting for business to happen. Hey, I'm a consultant, waiting for people to approach me, waiting for people to want more skincare, waiting people to get more Pampered Chef stuff or whatever I was selling. Tastefully Simple, you name it, I've sold it. Waterless car wash. I was waiting for people to come to me when they needed more. And my biggest struggle was, like Jamie said, I didn't want to be the pushy salesperson. I didn't want to make the first move. And it's very important, like Jill is saying, to be able to be willing to that first move and take those chances and don't wait. That's really the biggest thing I would tell you now is focus on one, focus on Scentsy. If you're doing multiple or have your hands in multiple pots, give it all you've got. Whatever you're putting in is what you're going to get out. You will have struggles in this business regardless. We still have struggles. I think all of us are going through struggles today. It's reality. You're never going to have a perfect business. But from the beginning struggles that I learned with all the other companies, I definitely didn't make the same mistakes in Scentsy. And I didn't wait. And now following up and with Amy, like the training call on Tuesday night with Melissa, it has really made me realize there are so many things at my fingertips in this business that they are making it so simple, but you have to dive in and be present in the trainings, show up on the calls, ask for parties, quit taking the individual orders and ask them to host. That's what gets the wheel turning. It's not, let me get your 3 light bulbs and a bar of wax and wait till you need more. So that's kind of my half answer, but I could go on and on and on, and I won't, because we want to just shake you and be like, just do this, get the party booked, you know. But, you know, we would be crazy then at that point, which we are.
Yeah, but the one thing I think that we've learned, or that I continually learn and continually have to remind myself, is that none of the fruits of our labor fall out of the sky. So like Heather said, we just want to shake you and be like, book those parties. It takes conscientious effort to book those parties. You have to actually schedule yourself to make things happen in your business. Mm-hmm. Because when you fly by the seat of your pants and just let things happen in your business, you are working at 15% of your business's potential. You're leaving 85% of the opportunity with your business on the table. If you let things happen, if you make them happen, you are working 85% harder than the consultants that wait for things to happen. So we say book parties, add new team members, grow your team, get old inactive consultants reactivated. That takes effort on your part. How many times do you reach out to a customer and they say, I have been meaning to contact you. I have not had a light bulb in my warmer for 3 months, and you are not their priority, but our customers are our priority, right? So conscientious effort. Nothing falls out of the sky, not even for me or Jill or Jody or Heather or Jamie. It doesn't fall out of the sky for any of us. It's happening because we're making them happen. And that's the biggest thing to remember, is that Melissa is experiencing success because Melissa is making it happen. Melissa's not lucky. Melissa isn't lucky because she's got the best customers and the best team. And I mean, I have the best team, but that isn't why. It's because Melissa is making it happen. So remember that when you want something to happen, then it needs to be you, Kim, making it happen. It needs to be you, Sarah Cooper, making it happen. When we're talking about making things happen, it is on you to make them happen. Let's dive in to what we're really here to talk about tonight. Because anytime you get the 7 of us in one space, this Zoom could turn into a sleepover. I mean, realistically, we are all filled with a lot of BS and information.
An all-nighter would be a fantastic idea one
Wouldn't
time.
that be kind of fun? Like,
oh my gosh, we should plan that.
A sleepover
you know
would be
what
great.
that's, Jill, isn't it right? That's like, we could like even call it a hackathon.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're asking questions one right after the other, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go until we run out of questions. I mean, I think
The thing is,
I would be drunk.
I think there'd be 7 of us on it, and it would be the 7 of us.
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, I think all of them would be there. I think these are things that the light bulb comes on for people, where you say to them, like, you just have to dive in. Guess what? You're never going to know everything. There's two.
No.
I mean, every day I'm like,
No.
what's going on today? What's changing? What else? When did we change that? What are we doing? You'll never, if you wait, you're going to kick yourself in a week, a month, a year going, God, I just wish I did that Facebook party last year. Like, I mean, because you're going to fall on your face even after you've done 10. I do all the time. So you just have to do it.
You do just have to do it. I am training tomorrow. I have a new consultant orientation with a consultant who is brand new, and she lives in Mexico. And let me tell you how much I know about Scentsy in Mexico. I don't. And so the best way to learn it is to dive in and learn it with her, right? I could prepare as much as I possibly think that I can or need to, and I'm still not going to know everything. And so, you know what? We do scary things. And that's when we grow. We grow when we are outside of our comfort zone. And hey, I'm up for a hackathon anytime, because 90% of the time, 90% of the time, the ideas that are the ones we run with are the ones that come up in a side conversation somewhere with somebody. It's not the training topic. It's not during the constructs of a training hour. And you just never know what'll happen.
Everyone should take something from that. Like, Melissa having someone in Mexico as, I don't know if it's your first or whatever, but there's something powerful, you guys, in just hopping on a Zoom and finding the answers that if you're brand new and you're recruiting for the first time, just diving on a Zoom like this, pulling up the workstation and going, okay, I found it. Go here. Oh, because I don't know this either. Go here. I mean, that's all. If you don't know everything, don't hold back because you're waiting for the recruit to know everything. Jump on a Zoom with them one-on-one and just get in the workstation and you can train together. Like, all you have to do.
Yep. So last week, we gave you a tool to use for demoing products and being able to show those demos on social media. What we didn't have an opportunity to do, which is why this week's call is a part 2, we didn't have an opportunity to give you enough ideas. And we are a really big idea pot. And so we figured we better just continue to talk about this a little bit more. We didn't get to say everything we wanted to. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, somebody have that handy that can share screen? Callie does. Rock on. We make a good squad. Somebody always has somebody's back, except for the last person. First person?
Two things. One, I was raising my hand because I thought you were going to ask if I was going to put a graphic in the chat, not show my screen. But two, what I can show my screen, but Jill, you need to turn on screen sharing.
Well, then if not, then put it in the chat and everybody can pull it up and
Screen shared.
Just-
open.
screen share open. Okay. See how we make things happen. Okay. Does this document look familiar? It should to at least some of you, those of you that were on last week and on our respective team pages. I know I posted it on mine, but this lists out for you all of the products that we have that you can showcase. Pretty amazing when you break it down, how much we have to tell people, which is also why it makes it really difficult when you try to tell somebody in a 30-minute virtual live every one of these products. So what's effective is making videos that are less, 45 seconds to a minute about each of these products and having that ready to go. So there's two ways to use this list. The first is making 45-second to 1 minute videos about each of these products. And after you make it, you check it off. And then you have an entire library of yourself demoing, even if it's not all, the majority of these products. So every one of your virtual parties, you can post in your feed. Maybe you just want to post in your feed demoing the Scentsy Go so that during your live, you can reference it, but then you can say, I posted a really great demo video on the Scentsy Go. What I'm using that as an example, but it's a way for you to share things that are, that isn't just a stock graphic or an image, and it's actually showing, heck, I love watching other consultants demo their Scentsy products. I love seeing how they stylize them on, with 2 other warmers. I love watching somebody else clean out their wax. Do you carry all of your trays from all over your house and put them on your kitchen counter and then change your wax? Or do you walk around and put the cotton cleanup in each of the dishes and then go back around with your wax? There's a million different ways that we all do things. And it's so funny because we don't even think about, I never even thought of doing it that way. So it's awesome when you demo. Now, for those of you that are afraid of going live, or not afraid, but going live isn't really your thing yet, you're easing into it and working your way up, then these 45-second videos where if you mess up, you can re-record it. That's always what we're so afraid of when we go live, is that we're going to make a mistake. But let me tell you, I have lost my words and made mistakes, dropped a warmer. I've done all kinds of things on a live. So realistically, it doesn't make any difference. I find it harder sometimes when I'm videoing because I'm super critical. Then I'll be like, nope, got to re-record. Nope, got to re-record. Nope, got to re-record. As opposed to when it's live and then there's like, oh, you know what? It is what it is. But this list, if you worked through it, you will have the best library of demos to use for all future posting. The other way you can use this is use it as your checklist on what you're going to put in your Facebook or Instagram stories. Here's your quick clips. And every day, pick a different product. So whatever suits your social media style, whatever suits your party style, whether it be going live, recording, or putting on your stories, which you could put on your stories, however you want to use it. How do I print this list off from my phone? It depends if you have, do you have a printer? Email it to yourself from your phone and print it. If you have a wireless printer, print it from your phone. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you how to print it other than I just know how to print my own copy. What I did with mine is laminated it so that I can check it off and use a dry erase marker. So let's talk about a couple of these things and give you some ideas. So does any of you other 6, do you want to pick a product and talk about how you could demo it? Just share some things that you've seen, some ideas that you have with regards to some of these products. Because I know one of the questions that's going to come up is, I don't have every one of those products. How do I do it?
I was going to say something right immediately on that. If that's
Yep.
Okay. because I'm just going to reference, because I haven't started doing this exact list, but I did this in my live the other day, that I did not have all these products on hand to be able to show them. So I talked about whatever it was that I was talking about. Let's talk about, I didn't have the swivel mini fan diffuser, whatever, not mini fan, but the fan diffuser on hand to show, but I talked about it. I showed them the one without the light. I talked all about it. And then I showed them, literally took out my training guide and showed them a picture, like literally from the training guide of what it looked like. And then I said, after the live, I'll be sure to share real life photos. So the other thing I was going to say is I'm not a big, huge diffuser user. That's a tricky word. But, and I'm usually honest and say, you know, this is like, I don't know, I tell them how often I use it, but this is where it's good to watch others' videos, other consultants, like Melissa was saying, because I said, but you know, my good friend, this is what she does, or this is how she shows it, or this is how and I'm going to share pictures after that to show you what that looks like, because all I have right now are old shades or whatever. But I just totally wing it. I just say, this is exactly what I have. This is exactly how I use it. I showed them a picture from a catalog. And then I say, as soon as this live's over, I'm going to make sure I share these pictures that I'm talking about and these tips. But that is another reason why I really like watching other consultants' videos, so that I can pick up those tips, because maybe it's not something I use a lot of, and I like to learn those new tips to share. So,
and I love that, Jamie. If you don't have the product, you could go live talking about the product. So I'm thinking about Instagram or Facebook stories, right?
Right.
In one story, you reference you're live, you're yourself, right? And you say, you guys, I just saw the greatest pictures stylizing our premium diffusers.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next click could be a picture. The next click could be a picture. So you don't even have to physically have that product in front of you, but if you segue into that product and then have pictures of that product in use, genius. You don't have to have everything. And if you have, let's just say, the mini fan diffuser, you could do a demo showing how you use it in your car. Next time you do a demo of it, you show it as you plug it into your laptop computer on your desk. You have another, you could plug it on your nightstand, into your phone, take your phone cord out of the little block, plug in the mini fan diffuser, and show how versatile it is. For each one of these products, there's probably 5 to 7 different demos that you could do with each of the products. If you're showcasing a warmer in wax, you could highlight the wax by itself. You could highlight yourself putting wax in the warmer. You can highlight yourself taking the wax out of the warmer. You can highlight yourself changing the wax. If I didn't say that already, but changing your light bulb, making sure your light bulb is tight in there. There's a million different ways or reasons. And so if there's, what else? You guys shout out some other ideas. The
other thing I was going to say is they are always blown away by the number on the dish. Like, this is a suggestion. They're like mind blown. And I personally haven't spent tons of time on the wax and warmers, because I think that's what we're most known for. Most of them are acquainted. So I like Melissa said, hey, I don't have this in my house. Maybe that's not what you're saying, but I just saw the way this is styled. That's my favorite thing to do, because then I don't have to act like I have it in my house and that I use everything every single day. You know what I mean? So it's nice to be able to give other feedback and other results.
Yeah.
100%. So a couple other things I'd say around wax and warmers is like Mix It Monday. That's something that I do regularly, right? Different combinations of wax. And that also helps them have ideas of like, oh, if I'm filling a 6-pack of bars, I need 2 of these, like that's 2 bars or that's 3 bars, or how different fragrances can complement each other throughout my home. So while I might put cider mill in one area of my home, I might put Johnny Appleseed in another side, because they complement each other well and they transition well, which a lot of people aren't going to think about or notice, right? But as we learn and as we share those things, that gives tips to our customers. The other one was, oh crap, now it left my brain. Oh, the black raspberry vanilla is supposedly the magic wax, right? Kind of like our counter clean. If you warm black raspberry vanilla in your dishes that are really dirty, because we know that the dust and sometimes that stuff gets caked into the bottom, right? Tiffany just said, yes, it works. Warm a cube of black raspberry vanilla, And then when you go to change your wax, just wipe it all completely out and it will clean your warmers, right? So that's another, Melissa's looking all shocked. I put that as a graphic even at my party.
I never knew that.
Right. So like, these are all things that now Melissa's learning. And if she had watched my story, she would have been like, Callie, what the heck? How have you been like, letting me sleep under a rock on this whole time, right?
Yeah.
So those are the types of things. And I hope you're taking notes. And that's why we really want to provide this, was so that you had all of these different ways that you could share just within this one category of wax and warmers.
People love to rituals, like your morning ritual or your Wednesday wax changing, or your, you know, if Saturday, you know, if you get up, what you do for your nighttime routine. Like, do you put water in all your diffusers? Do you change your wax on certain days? Like, they love any behind the scenes stuff like that. And like Melissa said, how you change your wax. Do you do it all at once, or do you put a cotton cleanup, or do you change it up? Or, you know, some people I've seen go around with a tray of different recipes of wax, and they have cubes and they drop it in each one. I'm not that freaking organized, but like, there's a ton of different ways. And if you've seen someone else do it, totally be like, I don't do this, but my other Scentsy girl does it this way. You could try that. It doesn't have to be an original idea. I think a lot of times people stop on stories because they think that it's being not genuine if it's someone else's idea, but just give the person credit. It's not like you're saying, hey, go buy from them. Just saying, hey, I saw this cool idea. I don't do it, but she does, and it worked awesome. Like, it doesn't have to be your original idea. It's just always best if you give credit to someone if you saw it somewhere else, but it doesn't have to be an original. Just share. It's like I always say, you learn something every day that you might not do, but other people might find super useful, and they love to see that stuff.
Yep. Yeah. What else? Doing laundry. Show yourself doing laundry and putting whiffs in the drum of the washing machine. Show yourself spraying the shower door with bathroom cleaner. Show yourself spraying your counters, cleaning the soles of, white soles of tennis shoes with the counter clean.
So Amanda just said stain fighter as your counter clean. I actually just showed on my stories the other day how I keep a bottle of counter clean in my closet, so that when I take my clothes off and I have my makeup stains around the neck or any other stains from that day, that I spray it. And then last night I actually did a thing where my shirt had like spaghetti here and something. I don't even know what was going on. I don't even have kids that make like excuses for this. And I was like, it's been a day. Right? Like, and I just showed that I was spraying, and I used Batman to come in with my, like, you can do so many creative things just around using a counter clean.
I've liked being able to share how it's not just for a family life. Like, my daughter's off at college, and in her dorm, like, she got all moved in, and she was like, Mom, I need laundry stuff. I need counter clean. I need bathroom clean. Like, it's not just for, a busy family life. She has been able to use every single product other than the pet things, because can't have pets, in her dorm. Every single, and so I think a lot of people think that it's just so when I reference JC off at college, and she wants the small fan diffuser, or she made sure to say, hey Mom, I need the bathroom cleaner because we didn't think to buy cleaning supplies. Like, I think that's also a reminder that it's not just for one kind of look, right? One kind of household.
And if I can jump in, how many times have you heard a customer say, well, I don't need any more warmers? Yes, you do. Because you can box up your old ones when that season is out and get out a new one. So showing them how to use them in their decor and grouping them together. Like, I've got my Halloween table up, which is nothing special, you guys. It's 2 warmers and a diffuser. But people are kind of like, oh my God, I never thought about using them as decor, which to some of us is like, wait, what do you mean? They are decor. So it's, it's those things that we kind of take for granted. We don't think that's a big deal, but for so many people, like Jamie said, the number on the bottom of the dish blows people's minds. So don't take for granted the things that we think are common, because they're, common doesn't mean everybody knows about them. So it's another tip.
One more thing I was going to say, just because it had to kind of surround it. When JC moved into her dorm, I became friends with one of the other moms. We exchanged phone numbers. We became friends on Facebook. Last week, she messaged me. She said, you sell Scentsy? And I said, yes. She didn't know that. We didn't talk about that while I was there. Nothing of that. We were moving our daughters in, right? She saw it on my social media, and she said, I need to order Kylie a care package. I want her to have the under wraps. Like, I told her about the tabletop. I told her about the scent. I was able to put a whole care package together for her daughter off at college, all because she saw it on social media. Like, I had no idea. Never was even trying to sell her on it, but I was even shocked, and that was a lot of fun to be able to do that. So just another little side note.
Yeah. What else? Who else?
Okay, so like about diffusers, I think one that we've seen, like you can, when it comes to diffusers in general, that you can have the light off and you can have the light on, right? So I have mine in my bedroom and I can enjoy something like clear or lavender while I sleep without having the light blaring in my eyes. So even just showing that as you're going to bed at night is something that you could do as part of your daily routine to share our products in your stories. What about, same thing with our deluxe diffuser, right? The fact that that lasts, you could even be like, all right, I'm filling this up. You could do a check-in, like as I'm going to bed, look, that thing is still going. Next morning, probably still going, right? Like that could be kind of a funny, like different way to tie that into checking in with how long our deluxe diffuser lasts. Oil mixtures is another one. Another thing would be how to clean your diffuser. So I turned mine on. I hadn't used mine in my bedroom. Actually, I'm going to admit it'd been a hot minute. And I accidentally turned on the diffuse button and not the light button the other day. And it smelled rank. So I definitely need to do a video on how to clean that out. If you don't know, it's vinegar. Just throw vinegar in there and it'll run a cycle. It'll smell horrible, but it'll clean itself out. But there's some tips for diffusers.
You're basically using the products, how you incorporate them into your lifestyle, and you're producing a Scentsy soap opera for your audience. That's really what this comes down to. Because typically it takes people seeing things or hearing things 5 to 7 times before they even do anything about it. They already know you're the Scentsy girl, or Scentsy guy. But when you start demoing these things and you start showing, which I need to get much better at, they realize how much Scentsy is part of your every minute of every day. Because when you're getting in your car and you're cleaning the dashboard with counter clean, or you're spraying Scentsy Fresh on your bedspread and your curtains and your rugs, and then you've got a room spray tucked in your bag or your purse for on the go, and they see that you've got the mini fan going in your car, but you also used it on your desk. And when they see these things, that you are even touching your laundry with Scentsy, you can put hand cream on after you're using 1,000,000 pounds of sanitizer. We've got the Scentsy hand cream that you can keep with you to keep you moisturized. There is something for every aspect of your life. And the more you share how Scentsy fits into your lifestyle, not how you make Scentsy, you don't force Scentsy into your lifestyle. Scentsy is an automatic addition to your lifestyle. For those of us consultants that use it, it actually becomes hard thinking about how we'd share it with others because it comes so natural to us. I was actually just having this conversation the other night where I have to actually stop and think to share on social media, because I just do things and don't think about it. So I change my wax, I don't think about it. Then when I'm all done changing my wax, I'm like, oh shoot, I should have videoed this. And when I'm cleaning and I'm cleaning my shower door and I'm changing the oils in the kids' rooms, I'm like, I always think of it after the fact, because Scentsy is second nature to me, that it's the social media sharing that doesn't come natural. Jill, you put your hand up. You were going to say something.
I was just going to say, that was my little clap. There's little emojis on here, you guys. So play with them. It's part of if there's emojis, I'm going to find them. It's kind of the story that I tell my team with everything. We get into our Scentsy bubble, or with anything we do. It's what I kind of shared with you guys last week. And we think to ourselves, everybody knows this. What? That's dumb. I'm not going to share this. Everybody does that. Everybody knows what Scentsy Fresh is for. Everybody knows, but guys, it's not the case. Here's the thing, is that we are influencers. Yes, we're consultants. We're specialists. We'll help you with the good products. We'll help you with what to pick, what to do, how to use it. But we're influencing in everything we do. We even influence each other as Scentsy consultants, meaning someone will use something for something, or let's go to the aloe warmer that I think Chelsea Otto was probably the first person, I think, and she put it into a plant pot, right? And we're like, oh, why didn't I think of that? So you're and then you saw a bazillion aloe plant warmers in plant pots, a bazillion pictures of them. That's influencing you guys. So you just share what you do. I don't care if it's on a stand. I don't care if it's on an upside down cake stand. I don't care if you put a warmer on your head. Don't get into your bubble and have your subconscious say, I'm not going to share this. Everybody knows that. That's dumb. There's a bazillion people out there that have never even heard of Scentsy. And that's who you're trying to talk to. Yes, you'll have Scentsy consultants follow you. Yes, your team will follow you. Yes, your customers will follow you. But I say it again, and I feel like sometimes I say things over and over again, but your team and your customers will mirror your actions and your attitude. So if you're using Scentsy Fresh on your bed every day, guaranteed your customers and your team will start ordering Scentsy Fresh and they'll start spraying it on their bed every day. If you're doing, little packs for your Scentsy Club members, guaranteed your team will start doing that too. Or your customers will say, hey, what's that for? How do we get in the Scentsy Club? Like, it's just like with Scentsy Club, that's not on the list, but it's going to take you talking about Scentsy Club over and over and over and over again for that one customer to go, what? There's club? We can put bars in club? Like, wait, there's bring back my bar. They don't even hear it because it's not second nature to them. So as we're going through this list, also don't think that you say it once and you say, oh, I said that last month sometime. Well, remember, unless you're putting what you're talking about in your highlights, it only shows up for 24 hours. So that story's dead and gone, and you need to keep bringing it up. It takes 7 or 8 times for people to hear something to go, oh yeah, I need that Scentsy Fresh stuff, that stuff that you spray on your bed. Like, it takes a while. And that's why you see some of us, like, you're thinking, how many times can I change wax? Well, how many new customers do you get? Because all of those new customers are going, do I dump this? Like, do I put toilet paper in here? Like, how do I change wax? Like, you have to share this stuff over and over and over again. Don't get caught in that bubble where you think it's second nature, because what you're doing is trying to talk to the people that have never seen this stuff before.
Yeah, and I think too, that's where I fall. Sometimes we automatically assume everybody knows as much as we do, right? Like, of course you plug this in. Like, I have my mini fan diffuser plugged into the USB on my printer with Very Snowy Spruce in it right now because I need a little bit of Christmas in September. So it's just different things. And I want to also encourage you 2 things. Go through your order history, see what you're selling the most of. Is it warmers and wax? Is it unplugged? Is it clean? Whatever you're not selling, focus on one of those products for 1 week, 7 days in a row, and see what happens. It's intentional focus on whatever you're talking about, whatever product, and it goes the same way. So I want you to try the product first so you can see that it works. And then I want you to think intentional focus on, are you focusing on buy, host, or join? And then you shift that focus to, I'm going to get people bookings, parties. I'm not going to focus on anything but that for an entire week. See what results you get. Number 2 is, it's also really nice to be, like with the diffusers. In my lives, I will tell people, we've got some really great oils for $10, but you don't have to use Scentsy oils. If you have other oils from other companies that you love, it does not void our limited lifetime warranty. Feel free and use those. If you are using laundry products and you're promoting our whiffs and somebody asks me, I really want that smell. If you are like me, unscrewing the cap in the aisles and smelling everything, you know exactly those people because we all do it, right? You're saying that story, you're doing it. You can even be imitating and doing it on your live. It doesn't matter. If you're like me and you're one of those people in this club with me, then I'm going to tell you the number 1 product I'm going to sell you is the washer whiffs first, because you can use that with any detergent if you want to. It doesn't have to be Scentsy detergent. So when you have that honesty with people where you're like, effective as ours is really great, it's not an all or nothing. They can still love other products too. And so when you aren't so headstrong of, you have to get all of it, and if you don't, you're not a Scentsy lover. You're not going to use all this. Come back a little bit and say, of course you can use it with your game. Totally fine. I love to be able to scratch my clothes and get that smell that comes off my left shoulder during the day. So it is, you're relatable, you're real, you're not a salesperson. It doesn't matter that you aren't using everything, but just have intentional focus. And if a scent smells gross to you, it's okay to say that. You're not expected to like all 90 plus fragrances. I mean, I have referenced cat piss in a couple of scents that I have seen. And it's okay, because some of them did smell like cat piss to me, and it's okay. I mean, I won't warm it, but everybody's nose is different, and that's okay. So keep it real. You don't have to use salesmen if everything is perfect in our perfect Scentsy world business. Just keep it real. If you love something, you share it. And that's really is just letting people peek through your window to see a glimpse of your day of how you're using something, but be bold enough to share it. And if you don't like your voice, or you don't like your face, or you didn't put your makeup on, or whatever, doesn't matter. Don't show your face then. Don't show your voice. Show you spraying the what is that stuff called Scentsy Fresh. Thanks. See, you don't even have to remember the products. It doesn't matter. Spray the Scentsy Fresh on your pillows or curtains. You don't have to show anything. So just keep that in mind.
I love that point. Shailene Johnson, if you guys, I mean, she's went from fitness to big social media marketing person. And I was on a training call with her probably about a month ago. And a question came up. I might've asked it, like, how does a certain training she was offering pertain? She markets a lot to MLM and direct sellers. And she's like, let me tell you something. She goes, for all of you MLM and direct sales people, when you are one of those people that get on your stories or get on and you were like, I'll just use Scentsy, only my product. That's all you can use. That's all you should show. Like, I went on a whole thing on my Instagram stories right after talking with her where there are candles in my house. They're for decor. They never light, but like some people will be like, don't you dare show a candle. Well, that's not being honest. There's candles in my house. Do I light them? No, I actually have a lot of them because I live in South Florida. We have hurricanes. You need candles, you need batteries, you need all of that stuff, but be real. It's okay that you say you use your product in conjunction with something else. I also showed my laundry room, and yes, there was Downy and there was Tide Pods. I have dogs. I'm not going to use on some, but I have 5 dogs, the amount of blankets that I wash every single week, I'm not using all of those, that Scentsy care on that. So yeah, there's Downy, there's Tide Pods. It's okay. Like, it's when you're confident that you're sharing what you love, you don't ever have to worry about losing a customer or someone's not going to buy something because you have another brand of something in your house. Like, that's when you that's when you realize that you don't have to be a salesperson and you can be their Scentsy friend, recommending all of the things that you love, recommending the things that you don't love, being honest, sharing with them how it really is in your house, and not, walking around with the phone down being like, oh, it's only Scentsy. She was referring to hair care and being like, all of you hair care people telling me that XYZ company is the only shampoo in your shower. You are lying, sister. And that makes me not trust you. So that's something that just clicked. And I was like, yeah, because it's true. There isn't a soul in the world guaranteed where all of these products right here on this list are the only thing that they use. I just don't believe that. And when you're not authentic, people can see right through it. So be real, be honest.
I was just going to say that, Jill, like, one of the things I've always been really good at, I guess, explaining to my customers is, I'm going to tell you, if you ask me a question about a fragrance or a product, you can bet I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have to like everything that we offer, and I certainly don't have to like every fragrance. I will tell them, this is personally not my favorite, and this is why, but everyone's nose is different, for example. I believe it builds trust when you're like that, because if you love every single thing, or you say, I guess, if you say you love everything, and you use everything and exclusively only that product, customers might be like a little bit leery of, there's no way she doesn't use, Tide or Gain or, Dawn dish soap or something like that. I believe in being honest and owning what I like, what I don't like. And when I make a mistake, in a customer's order or whatever the case is, that's how you will build your trust with your customers. We've said it 100 times. They buy from those people that they like, know, and trust. And I want them to trust me, in my opinion.
I would say too. I'm sorry. I was just real quick.
No.
I would say before we came out with the holiday line, the cleaning stuff, I was telling people, you don't have pumpkin spice or apple. I'm using Mrs. Myers. Scentsy, when you come out with holiday stuff, I will use your stuff. And then they did. So you can do stuff like that too.
And it's authenticity in our product usage, just like you guys are saying. You can say, yeah, if you think, because for the customers that will say to me, the laundry stuff's kind of expensive. And I'm like, Yeah, but the laundry stuff is amazing. And I don't recommend you use it for every single load of laundry that you're doing. Because if you're going to wash your husband's car wash towels, use Gain or Tide or whatever. Don't use, but if you're going to do your towels and your bed linens, use Scentsy.
Yeah.
If you're going to do your hooded sweatshirts and you love it because they're cozy and they smell, do that in Scentsy. You don't have to use, this is not for you to use on, if you do 20 loads of laundry in a week, pick and choose how you're going to use your Scentsy, because don't use it on the car wash towels. Here's the other thing. Something that isn't on the list, but you need to add to the list, 2 things that are mind-blowing to customers. 1, you plugging your Scentsy warmer into a timer. And having your Scentsy warmer come on at the same time every day and go off the same time every day. That is always mind-blowing to my customers. I make sure I say that at every single one of my parties, because they're like, oh my God. Because one of the biggest questions I always get with regards to wax and warmers is, do I have to turn it on and off? Is it safe to leave it on all the time? How often? What? I just don't, my problem is I turn it off and then I forget to turn it back on. Let me help you with that. A little timer will change your life. Here's what I do. Have you seen those wireless remote control plugs or outlet, whatever? And they come with a little remote. In every room of my house, all my Scentsy warmers are on one of these buttons. So when I walk into a room, if I want to turn on now granted, all my warmers are on most of the time. I don't ever turn them on, hardly turn them off. But I have remotes, all my warmers. So in my kids' rooms, the warmers are on by button. So they go to sleep with the night lights on, but then I turn them off when they're sleeping. And so we turn them off with the buttons. This is the best thing ever. And every room in my house has one of these little remote controls. So there's ways that you can show your customers how to do things even more than just changing wax. How do you incorporate this into your life to make it easy? Right? And I want to say one more thing, and then I'm cutting myself off. Common sense is no longer common, okay? So you cannot assume, and I know we touched on this, but I'm going to give you an example as to why it's important. We touched on this, that there's always going to be one person, whether it's a consultant or a customer or your own mom, who learns something from what you put out on when you're sharing. I had a customer ask me, we got into a little argument, but it was friendly, because in the catalog, on the fold out, you don't see the cord on any of the top warmers. So she said, they're all battery operated? And I said, no, they're electric. They have cords. They don't have cords. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. But I get her point. She's like, they're not shown with cords. In fact, do we really even show the cord at all in the catalog? I don't think so. You can't see a cord in any of the photos. So she's not wrong in thinking, not even, we used to have it in the front where it showed the little dial that you can turn it on and off with. But so don't assume common sense is common, because it isn't. And granted, we say these are all electric, but if they're not showing the cord, so there's no such thing as telling people too much or too many times. Cool? I'm shutting up now. Done.
Well, and I'm just going to throw this in here really quick too, because on the flip side of you sharing products, it's also lingo and things that you can say that is naturally upselling them without them even knowing. And so be aware of that. And so when you are taking someone's order, ask them if they would like, or they have any friends that need bars or bulbs. It's very easy to get to 200 in orders, which gets you 20 in free and half price. It's very easy to say, hey, would you like to add replacement bulbs to your order every time they purchase a warmer? There are things, if you will just get in the habit, it very quickly changes your entire business. So I won't go through all of my list of upsell techniques, but there are a lot.
Your upsell techniques would be an excellent Thursday night shift topic.
I 1000% agree
Because
with that.
you are the reason why everybody that buys a warmer, I say, I'm going to give you another 3-pack of bulbs for $5 and you will not need light bulbs for a very, very long time. All because of you. You're like, if you're selling a single warmer without extra light bulbs, you're doing it all wrong.
I don't even sell single bars or a 3-pack. I don't even offer a single bulb. I don't offer a 3-pack of bars.
I don't offer single bulbs.
Never. I don't sell them that way.
Nope.
Yeah.
I do not break
That would
apart
be a great topic. We could all pitch in.
Yeah. Okay, I think that we are at the top of the hour, almost.
I have a party that starts at 4 minutes.
You guys, thank you for shifting with us on Thursdays. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
you. Have a great night.
See you next week.
I wasn't prepared to say goodbye, but bye.
Oh,
You know me and hating
Jill.
goodbyes.
Jill hates goodbyes.
Oh,
I
Jill,
hate
sorry,
goodbyes.
I totally stole your thunder. You want to say goodbye?
No, I love you guys. Hate goodbyes. They're always so sad.
She's going to do the sleepover tonight. Y'all just stay on with Jill.
Not me. Bye.
Peace.
Good night, everyone.
Night, everyone.